What's up, people? It's been a long time. A lot of stuff has happened. A lot. But I'm coming back to YouTube with a different mission, a different plan. I always talked about building businesses, but I didn't really show people how to build businesses. So literally, this is a business that I came up with, and I'll even walk you through how I came up with it. And literally, I incorporated this business on the 17th. Got the business checking and all this other stuff. Many of you have heard of Whatnot, right? Whatnot is an application where you have live selling. Some of you know it, some of you don't. And my friend Talisha showed me, because I didn't even know about Whatnot. And literally, I've watched 90 to 100 hours of Whatnot shows for the last few weeks. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Whatnot right now, which got started in 2020, is what eBay was in 92 and 93. And I always said that if I could get, if I knew what eBay was going to become, I would have went way harder. Now, I can do this with Whatnot. So this is the office. Like right now, I'm looking for employees. I'm looking for hosts because I'm going to give you some things. I'm going to break down some things like how to start a business, how to start your business checking, and all this other stuff. And then there's a lot. Over time, I will share. There's a lot. So this is the office right here. And tonight, I went out recruiting. I found one lady. She may not come on. I don't know. But there's a lot of things. And this is one of the things that I wanted to do, was to show you guys from the ground up how to build a business. And this is where this gets exciting. You know, I've always said that, you know, it would take you 2 to 3 years to get to a certain place. And you're going to watch me create $100,000 per month profit business in literally 2 or 3 months. I'll show you the receipts. I'll show you the details. So we got a lot of things going on. And I know many of you are looking at me, it's like, he seems to be a little skinnier. I've lost a lot of weight. I was down to 214. Now I'm at 236, and it seems to be stabilizing. And I'll explain all this other stuff later. But right now, we're gonna work on how to build a business, because this is the key. Many YouTube content creators will tell you bullshit. They will tell you bullshit. And I'm going to say something. I've started businesses. I've created holding companies. I made a lot of money. And I've seen white YouTubers, white TikTokers, white Instagram, especially little females, literally flow past me because YouTube, Facebook, Instagram has a racist component to the algorithm. And this, once I figured this out, this is one of the reasons I stopped, because I was so pissed off. Credit plug. I don't know if he knows this, but one of the reasons he was having so many problems was the YouTube algorithm was pushing his content to people that look like him, not to any and everybody. Because, you know, any and everybody needs credit, right? So he was isolated. And I know he got really, really frustrated, and I understand why. YouTube has a racist component to their algorithm, because I'm seeing, like, there's Asian chick, your rich BFF. This bitch ain't never started a business. She's never spent $50,000 on the cargo of a container of furniture coming from China. She ain't never done that stuff. But she literally, and this is something else too. Like, I got some new friends. One of my friends, Jamie, she used to have a YouTube channel. She's an Asian chick. And she told me, this chick, one of her things that she would do was go on free dates. She would go on 10 free dates a week so she could save her money. She was using men to save her money, and she got elevated and pushed up the algorithm, giving out bullshit advice. And like I said, when I was doing, Facebook advertising, same bullshit. I was like, And I went to the guys who were running my ads. I was like, how come I just keep getting black people? Everyone needs credit repair. And the guy said, like, well, YouTube will look at you and they'll push your content. Well, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok will push your content to people that look like you. Now, once again, there's a lot of great, beautiful, amazing black folks. But the thing is, we only represent 14% of the population. That leaves out 86% of the population. So if you are selling online courses and using Facebook ads and showing your face, you're getting fucked because they're only going to show your ads to that 14%. While a white content creator, a white online course, his content will get pushed to the 86%. And this is why, like, I would see people who had some of the simplest ass products, and they would have ClickFunnels platforms on the wall. They have 2-3 of them. I'm just sitting there like, this is some bullshit. And then when I figured it out, I lost my mind. I went nuts. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, when you figure it out, it will drive you crazy. And this is one of the things, the reasons I like Whatnot. Whatnot does not have that racist algorithm push. If you sell a product, I've literally seen 1, 2, 3, 5 black content creators get pushed up the algorithm and Whatnot because of what they were selling. It didn't matter. These black content creators, these black Whatnot sellers were getting sales from white people, Asian people, Hispanic people, Chinese people, Asian people. Because the algorithm ain't like that. But YouTube is 100% like that. And I look back at my whole YouTube journey. When I first started on YouTube, YouTube did not have that racist component to the algorithm. When I was selling my storage auction book, 9% of my content went to white people. White people. Because it was like, who's interested in reselling? Who's interested in storage auctions? And the content got pushed out evenly and distributed nicely. And that's why I was able to make a living off one book, selling that book for $99. I remember my first $20,000 a month. And I remember this like yesterday. I called up, it's the imprint that prints up your books on Amazon. I forget the name. And I called the lady because the way I would keep up my sales is I would watch my numbers on my numbers on Amazon. And if my numbers went really down, that means my sales went up. And there was a time my numbers just like crashed. And I was like, where's my money? So I called them up and the lady's like, well, there was a discrepancy and there was a glitch. And she said, Jesus Christ, you're selling a lot of books. And I was like, really? Because I didn't know. And they made the algorithm, and then I got like $15,000 the next month. And I was just sitting there like, okay, one book. I was making $20,000 a month. And then I would start making 30, and I started making 40, and I started making $50,000 a month. And then I go to Daryl Lee's. Shout out to Daryl Lee's. I go to Vid Summit. I missed the first 2, but I went to Vid Summit 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I got to meet a lot of famous YouTube content creators, and we sit down and we talk, dice it up. And I would like say, yeah, I'm doing $50,000 a month. How much you make? And they were like, and they would look at my channel. And my channel was way smaller than theirs. Way smaller than theirs. And it's like, how you? Well, this is what I do. I wrote a book and I sell my book. Oh, I get AdSense. I get AdSense only. And I can tell you right now, if you have a product to sell on YouTube, you will crush anyone that's dependent upon the AdSense. And this is something I figured out because I was like, oh shit, I'm on to something. I am on to something. So I went there and I was just sitting there like, you know, like literally, because a lot of people are wondering where I went and stuff. I got pissed the fuck off. I was so pissed. I was like, what the hell? I'm putting out this content and I'll say it publicly. My content's better than the majority of white content creators. And the reason it's better is because I actually did the shit for real. I started the business. I bought containers of furniture from China. I was a storage auction. I had a 10,000 square foot warehouse. I actually did this stuff, and they're just giving you fucking theory. In the YouTube, Facebook's the same. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok will push your content to people who look like you. And if you're putting out a product or service and you're like, why am I scratching? Why am I struggling? That's why you're fucking struggling. Because there's a racist component to YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram where they'll push your content there. Like Kim Kardashian, she has a very wide audience. But if you look at the content creators who are black, you'll see nothing but black faces. You'll see nothing but black faces. Once again, there's nothing wrong with black folks. Nothing wrong with black folks. But the thing is, it's only 14 fucking percent. You're getting fucked and you don't know it. And when I paid like $80,000 on my ads, and I was getting people who would show up for appointments and they forgot they showed up for appointments. And with the credit repair, I had people like, yo, I know how to do credit repair. You know, what's the best deal you can give me? And I'm like, that's bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit. When I got divorced and stuff, my credit was fucked up. And I had a job. And this time period, I remember it very greatly. I was working at Rent-A-Crate. And every evening I would come home and work on my credit. It took me 8 months to fix my credit. So anyone's like, well, I know how to do credit repair, but I don't have the time. You're full of shit. You're lying. Because I know, you know how? Because I fucking fixed my credit with a full-time job. Also, I didn't understand something. When I went on the Rent-A-Crate started me off at $38,500, right? That's the same as being started off at $75,000 a day. That was one of the best starting jobs I've ever had. And what did it do? It opened up doors. I got to meet these people. And then I left Rent-A-Crate and went to Panel Systems where they paid me even more. Then I left Panel Systems. I went to Business Environments. And this is when I started seeing $200,000 and $300,000 annual income. And this is one of the reasons I got so fucking pissed off. White content creators, and I don't care, they can come on here, they can hate, I don't give a fuck. But the YouTube algorithm is racist. And it will only push your content to black folks, and you will get fucked. Because I was sitting there like, and I would see these other content creators, and I look at and analyze their stuff, and I was like, there's nothing good about this. But because they were being pushed to such a broad audience, they were making good money. There were people making crazy money. Take Andre Jack, content YouTube, Mr. Dividend Investor, right? He was doing dividend investing. That's how he got started. And when he got in the YouTube algorithm, they pushed him out, and got him to the point where he actually did a video talking about, I don't dividend invest anymore. You know why? Because he learned having a business is where you make the real fucking money. He was like, oh shit, dividends, they ain't nothing. You can have $200 million in dividend stocks and get $5 million return. That's chump change to have the capital allocation of $200 million and only get a $5 million return. That ain't nothing. And like, once again, Graham Stephan. Now I will give Graham credit. Now I'll talk about Graham. Graham actually started a business and became a millionaire from his real estate stuff. This is a true story. And Graham is a pretty smart guy. But I will say this. If the YouTube algorithm pushed me out like they pushed Graham out, we would be YouTube peers, be making the same money. I would have the same distribution. I would have, millions of subscribers if YouTube pushed me out like they pushed Graham. And this is no discredit to Graham. And this goes way back. You used to be able to pick videos that you wanted to post your ads on. So I was posting my ads on Graham's channel, and then Graham made a video paralleling me talking about if, he didn't even have a real Turbo S. And, he only, oh my God, he has $50,000 in the bank. Oh my God, right? And he took that video down. And, I'm not mad at Graham because Graham didn't do this. It's YouTube. It's fucking YouTube. So one of the things I'm going to do, something very, very different. Like this is the studio that we're going to do the selling and whatnot, right? I'm going to hire a host. Now, the thing is, because Whatnot doesn't care what race you are, I can hire anybody. So that, and why am I going to hire a host? And this is, I watched literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of Whatnot. And I saw something. The average Whatnot person will do the Whatnot selling themselves. My friend Talisha, she does the selling on Whatnot. But she also has to source the product. Here's the thing. If you want to make killer money, and I'm going to explain what killer money is in a minute, you can't be the host. You need to find someone to be the host, and then you manage and run the business. Like, I had plans of selling on Whatnot Black Friday, and then I sat back and I thought, no. Me and my girlfriend, and you will actually see her, and I'll talk about her in a minute. We went out hosting, and it was a bad day to look for hosts because it's the holiday weekend. And you go in and customers coming in there. And so we're going out tomorrow. Now, my girlfriend, she's Haitian, speaks French, beautiful woman, and she's very, very different. Very, very different. And, part of this is I have not had a woman I actually didn't have Francine. Francine, my business partner in the storage auction business, she died in 2011. I didn't even have her on here. This is going to be the first time that I'm going to have my girlfriend on YouTube. And this is what's cool. I know how you motherfuckers are. You're going to try to find her, but see, you can't find her. She's on social media, but she does not use her real name on social media. So you cannot find her. And I was like at dinner with her, and I was like, that's dope. They can't find you because I know you motherfuckers will be looking. I posted, I posted something on Facebook tonight. First time in maybe 3 years. Me and her out having a good time. In the comments, hey man, where you been? And then there's a comment, are you married? I was like, oh God. I just literally 5 minutes after I posted it already started. So I already know what's going to happen. And I've talked to her and I told her, and she's like, oh, they're like that. I said, yeah, they will be looking for you, but you will not be able to find her. She's on Facebook, she's on Instagram, but you will not be able to find her, and you will not be able to pester her and ask questions and be like, oh, you're his girlfriend? Oh, so what's going on? Oh, you won't be able to do that because she's smart. Let me tell you something about her. You know how she learned how to speak English? Watching cartoons is how she learned how to speak English, which means she has above average intelligence. And I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her for doing that and telling me that. And there's so many things that are going on. But the whole premise of this thing is I'm going to teach you guys how to start a business from scratch. Now, once again, let's go ahead and have this conversation. You cannot be broke Dick Danny. I rented this office that cost like $1,600, and I bought jewelry to sell. Like, hold on. Let's see. So, this is what we're going to be selling. And I'm gonna pull some out. Like things like this. I spent $4,000 on that. So, and then buying equipment, buying printers, buying computers. This business, I did not start with trying to finesse or talk to someone. I've got all the receipts over there, but I would say at this point, I'm $9,000 in. But see, here's the thing, and this is the beauty of Whatnot. Once we start selling, the capital allocation gets replenished very, very quickly. Once you print a shipping label and it goes in the Whatnot system, your payout's the next day. So even though I spent $9,000, almost $10,000 getting this all set up, I will start making money. Now, December will be the build month, and then January, and here's the thing, for all of you who want to start a business, you're gonna get to see me start this business, another business, and another business. And I'm gonna show you, give you all the behind the scenes details and stuff, and give you some different type of content, because like I said, I got pissed off once I figured out what was going on. It drove me crazy. I would see these simple ass white people with shitty fucking content become millionaires because they got pushed out. And I was sitting there like, none of them started a holding company. None of them started a business. None of them. Now, there's some who have, like Ramit Sethi. He wrote a book, he started a thing. He actually has a real business and his wealth is deserved. But the YouTube algorithm, Facebook, man, when I got so pissed off. I got real, you don't understand. I was in a state of rage because it's fucking unfair for you to have content, creativity, and execution. And what's Ronnie's real name? What's Ronnie's channel? I'll find it. And Ronnie said, he actually put in the comment, he said, you should have been pushed out like this new guy. I forget his name. He has blonde hair and everything. And he was right. I should have been pushed out like that. And once again, this is not to discredit any white content creator because they worked hard. But the facts are, because you were white, you got pushed to a wider audience. And that made all of the difference. Because you can have a shitty ass product, and because you have massive distribution, you can make more money than someone who has an excellent product. But, you know, I'm over that. I'm in a different state of mind. So we will be working on that. And I'll just kind of show the whole process of what we're doing. Because the thing is, I was going to try to sell, but see, the thing is, that's the trap. Becoming the whatnot seller is the trap if you have to go out sourcing. Now, I could become the whatnot seller and stuff, but the plan is to get it to the point where it runs 24 hours a day. Because if you don't know what whatnot is, blow your mind. I've woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning and pull out my phone. Damn, they're selling stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can literally create a system where I'm selling stuff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because whatnot is what eBay used to be in 92 and 93. And I mean, I'm excited. I am very, very excited. So we're going to do this. I'm going to redo the channel. I'll put out some socials. Give me a little time, but we'll be working on that. So yeah, I'm back. And I'm going to have myself a damn good time. So I'll be seeing you guys in the future.